Yo, so yeah, forgive the static, but we're jumping in. We're gonna try to catch these 20 going up real quick, real small, nothing big. See if we can catch this. So the top of Globex range is here. Looking at the first 30 minutes, short. And there's a good chance that, I was looking at some stuff. Didn't spend a whole lot of time when I got back to the house today looking at charts. I had to sleep. I had a horrible fucking night last night trying to get rest and sleep. Didn't really didn't really work very well for me in that regard. Damn, I almost hit the shit right on the head. Literally almost hit it right on the head. So 485. See if this plays. 5 and 5. It's a 1-to-1. Eventually I'm gonna have to. I may have to change this up a little bit, but it is what it is right now. We'll see. So I don't expect too much price movement overnight. We had a little bit of an unexpected delivery today. I was expecting a little bit more upside. I knew that I didn't know. It was presumed that the CPI print was, in my estimation, going to be weak or negative, and it kind of sort of was. But I was at least looking for that run higher to trap the longs. I was looking for it to at least reach like the the premium mitigation block, which it fell short of. We got through equilibrium, and then that was pretty much it. And it looks like everything stalled out, and then started to kind of, as you can see up here, started the barcode sideways, and then ultimately here in Globex we're selling off again. But again, far be it for me to know, but there's something else afoot. There's something else that's going on that would lead to some level of manual intervention, and I have to say it and kind of leave it at that. Like, I'm not being a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but I'm just simply saying, like, there would have been a reasonable expectation for delivery, and for us to fall short the way that we did, just in terms of the technicals and the price delivery, I'm not lending to a conspiracy. I'm just lending to, I think that there's, as I like to refer to it, as there's another movement afoot. There's something else that's going on that is not apparent to the majority of us. So, having said that, knowing that CPI is already printed, and now we're moving into unemployment claims, and then Friday is actually going to be PCE and like core inflation for us to actually look at and see what the damage assessment, as they were, is with that. I would go as far as to say there's probably going to be a recounting of unemployment claims, meaning we may see the same thing that we have typically seen, which is going to be a pop either before, or, and when I say pop, I mean a run long or a run bullish prior to the economic event, and then potentially a short. So in most scenarios, not all, but in most, I've noticed that when we start framing out the Globex open, whether it be the first hour, and now it's 6:53, so this is kind of going to be consistent with what that has delivered and what it has shown, even the evening before high impact or high economic news, even the evenings prior. Whenever there's one side that is just indistinguishably run out, we usually, in most cases, come back and take out the buy side of whatever that is. So in this case, sell side's taken, and the way that we determine, buy and sell side from Globex before the first hour is essentially what I do is I just look at the first candle. We just look at the Globex open. We look at that 5-minute candle. You can go up and you can do the 15-minute. It'll give you a better price action context from, say, like a 15-minute, which is perfectly fine. Now that we're at 6:53, we've essentially had almost 4 candles. We've had 3 candles print. So the 3 candles printing kind of tell you, okay, we've established, and we can hop around here. I'm not overly concerned about that. I mean, I am, but I'm not. So here's 6. Here's 6:15, and now this is a 6:30 candle that in a couple minutes, right? Back to this 5-minute. So I can't breathe. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, so again, this may inevitably run higher, but prior to the candle close, I'm not going to really know whether or not we're going to get a typical double breaker structure and a rally long, or if we're just basically going to get basically a liquidity run out and a retracement to target the opposing range's liquidity. So this looks like this is going to be pretty aggressive to be in and out. And just for anybody that's like, how did I know the limit here? I use basically GB structure, so this was in my confluences. This specific price point was a 35, and usually we can always anticipate some type of a reaction depending upon how price is approaching this level. So that's why I'm looking basically for about 20. I was really looking for like 20 handles. So 23 and a quarter is perfect. So I was just looking to see how much further this is going to rally up. And because it's, prior to, I'm not presuming this. If it delivers, great. I don't need it. We just want to see if this portion delivers. That's about it. So not rocket science or anything like that. No big deep price action conspiracy on delivery and how and who and what. None of that. Yeah, I know it'll cheapen our 10K. It'll cheapen our 10K week. Will be 10K 480, I think, because it's a it's a $5 commission. 250, well, 5 round trip and 250. Oh, excuse me. There we go. You gonna take it? No? Like it ran right into it, did it not? Did it not run right into it? Wow, bro. Bruh. Man, I couldn't believe this even. Oh, man. Giving me a hard time. I mean, I'm not being stubborn, but I'm just saying, like, and technically this is fair value here too. So I guess in a manner of ways, I guess I should be careful about that, right? I just think that's crazy. I guess yeah, I am being a little stubborn with this. I am. I will admit, I'm being hella stubborn. Yeah, because ultimately, what'll happen is hold on, what is this level back here? If it doesn't, 16, 816. So I'm gonna I'm gonna do something that's gonna freak you the fuck out a little bit, probably. It'd be funny if we don't get the CP. If we get the CP, then I'll cancel this buy. But if we don't get the CP and it comes back and it stops us out at that 50, 50 in profit, yeah, it's crazy. I hear one of the extras from one of Eddie Murphy's movies, Coming to America. Take it, fool. Like, why wouldn't you take it? And yeah, again, admittedly, I'm a little stubborn here. But I feel like, if you keep, the back and forth, the back and forth, the back and forth, you're probably going to give it to me here. It might be one more pop long. Like just to clear the wick of this candle. Or it's going to retrace. Now, like I said, if it retraces, then it's not only going to stop me out of the position. I would kind of anticipate it to run back into this initial wick. But if watching price hasn't shown me or taught me, not shown me, but hasn't shown me particulars, and in addition to a lot of times when I find myself off sides in price, I'm forced to watch it and watch what happens. One of the things that happens is you can clearly see that this is a low, but what happens a lot of times prior to economic news, the Globex sessions before, price has a tendency to maintain this low. But now if this candle comes all the way back, don't be surprised if it comes all the way back into this wick. And guess what? This is still going to be a low. It's going to be an awkward looking low, but a low nonetheless. So that's why I said, as long as, and you could see I got my buy all the way back here damn near at the tip of the wick. Because a lot of times it will redress the low, but it won't take it. You know what I mean? It'll create relative equal lows, but it will not take it. So that's one of those jacked up, nuanced things that kind of learned about price without the benefit of really seeing like extremely profitable days. Like I said, a lot of times that just came with getting caught off sides. Quite often, actually. Sitting in drawdown, watching, trying to determine whether or not price was going to take a certain level, take a certain price point, if it was going to reverse, if it was going to just, take whatever fair value or whatever that mitigation was and move away. And a lot of times it would take whatever that is. So from simplistically just a candle range idea, there is sell side liquidity below this candle, right? Below this wick, technically. there's sell side liquidity. But it does not have to stop there, because between this candle body and this body is also what? That's a volume imbalance. So again, I wouldn't notice if I wasn't just innately watching price at different junctures, obviously for different reasons other than, save my account and whatever. So yeah, just crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. No, we're just gonna hang out. Yeah, hang out and wait. That's crazy. That is crazy. Like, it got right there and it was just like, nope. Mm-mm. Yeah, you got two back to back. Yeah, it's gonna go back down. It's gonna go back down. We may still get it, but if we don't, it's coming back. Yeah, see, there you go. But what we're gonna do though is let's see. I'm not gonna take the limit off. We're gonna leave the limit on. We're gonna leave the limit on. Okay. Now let's see if it reaches back in this wick. Okay. Come on. Okay. Cancel that. So, like I said, it reached back, and again, I wasn't trying to pick it, like, per a specific spot or anything like that. I was just trying to stay just slightly above this wick, because, like I said, I've seen that happen to me personally on more than one occasion, and trust me when I tell you, yeah, not good. Let's see what we can. I'm looking at this area of fair value here because yeah, we could target this high, and these are relative equal highs. That would be low hanging fruit. But the thing is, if it reaches for the relative equal highs, it's not going to stop here. It's going to look for an inefficiency, and you've got an inefficiency that's just sitting above this. In addition to this inefficiency that's sitting up here, so in my mind, I'm still going to say what I tell you guys a lot. The low hanging fruit objective. What is it? The low hanging fruit is right here, these relative equal highs. The direct consequence of taking this is to reach into this inefficiency. So we're going to lean on the inefficiency. And look at this point. I'm going to cover. Yeah, I'm going to cover here. So 45. So if it comes back, stops me out, we'll be at 65 bucks. Yeah, we made 22.50 today so far. So all good. We get to snap up. Check out these highs. Good stuff. Let's go. One more big push. That's relative equal. That's still inside. It didn't take that high. It's still relative. Okay, it took a high, but does it reach the inefficiency? There you go. So it reached right into the inefficiency. Actually, then it tapped into the one above it. But again, I was just looking for the low hanging fruit objective. So, but all good, all good, goodie in a hoodie. Yeah, so we took the 2, so that's 440 on the day. This week has been fucking ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. So, yeah, good week. But yeah, good week. All right. Actually, I think that's gonna do it, guys. I'm not gonna hang out this evening. Try to get and put some stuff in place, and yeah, I'm just gonna try to get some stuff accomplished that I probably otherwise wouldn't be able to do. So, as always, the Discord's open. I should be available a little bit later, but there's a good chance that I might pass the absolute fuck out. Try to get some sleep tonight because, like I said, last night was not a sleeping night. First time in a long time I haven't really been able to sleep, but you know, shit on my mind and stuff going on. So yeah, I'll just kind of leave it at that. But yeah, if you guys need anything, be sure to reach out. T and I are probably gonna do something Friday. I don't know. We've got to talk about exactly what it is, what and how. I have a couple of ideas of what I would like to do, but we'll bounce some shit off of each other, and we'll let you guys know on Friday. So just so everybody has a heads up, we're shooting, at least right now, kind of shooting for any time between like what it is now, like anywhere between like 7 and 9 p.m. So hopefully that works. And if that doesn't work, if everybody's like, you got other stuff to do, other stuff going on Friday night, we could always shoot for say like Saturday, like late Saturday morning, and we could approach it from there. So yeah, just let me know whatever works for you guys in the Discord. We'll kind of go from there. All right, boys. I'll see you later.